there, everybody. Welcome back to the Harley Carnes podcast. Harley on the headlines. Mighty glad you're there. And that you're willing to help us reach out to more people the social media way. Like, subscribe, follow, send some emails. I sure do appreciate the help. Strife. It seems to be the human way of life, doesn't it? It's the life we choose rather than peace, after all. We must like to fight. Spring-loaded for it, so to speak. I mentioned yesterday that hatred among races, among cultures, has to be taught to children. They don't pop out of the womb ready to fight. The natural inclination of a child is to play, to explore, to delight in beauty, and to be happy. I've said for many years, children are blank slates on which we adults write out for them who and what they will be, what they will believe, and how they will approach the world, which is the key. Problem is, most adults don't stop to think that everything they do is a product of choices. Ergo, we only hate or find fault or feel suspicion because we either choose to do so in the moment, or we have made choices already in our lives for so long that's left us with a prescription that harms us and those around us. Now, it's not an easy thing to be aware in the moment. I get that. Like you, I live it every day, every moment. Perfect examples from today's headlines. We can find examples in every day's headlines. Vladimir Putin refuses to stop making war on Ukraine. His forces invaded and now control a huge chunk of Ukraine, and he wants more. Convinces himself that for the good of his country, or perhaps his own greed and hunger for more power, that he has to have it. Ukraine did the only thing they could really do. They chose to fight back, to try to protect their home. And that choice, natural and unavoidable as it is, has exacted some heavy prices. Ukraine still has some teeth. Some of their drones attacked a Russian oil refinery in the Krasnodar region. Now, Russian oil is their pocketbook. It is at the core of who the Russian government is these days. That kind of attack indicates that Ukraine is becoming more and more desperate, though, to force Russia to take overtures for peace seriously. Big stuff afoot this week, we hope. Hopefully, Putin will start to make better choices. Another choice is being made that is going to be expensive. President Trump has ordered a total and complete naval blockade of Venezuela. I said a couple of weeks ago that the first step toward war with Venezuela will be for the U.S. Navy to shut down the ocean around that country, and that's what's happening. He is shutting down their oil trade, or taking a Godzilla-sized bite of it, by stopping all the oil tankers out of Venezuela, which has one of the world's largest reservoirs of oil under its relatively small landscape. President Nicolas Maduro is not a very popular guy, not at home nor really anywhere else. He's a totalitarian who holds office after essentially driving his predecessor out. The U.S. does have an unspecific but known to be large number of Venezuelans in this country who came in illegally during the invasion allowed by Joe Biden. That's true. They are not all criminals, though Mr. Trump makes it sound that way. In fact, there are undoubtedly some Venezuelans who came to the U.S. seeking refuge from the harsh government of Nicolas Maduro who would deserve and would get asylum if they just followed the rules to come here. Oh, well. Liberals all over in this country and others do not like President Trump's declaration of war against the drug cartels and the Venezuelan government that allows them to thrive and to bring the poison of illegal drugs to American shores. They say the president's summary sinking of drug boats is somehow wrong. Democrats claim there's no legal or national security justification for it, that it goes a step beyond what our Constitution allows. Well, the administration says that's harmful, partisan politics at work, and that it is fully legitimate to label the cartels as terrorist organizations because they set out to do harm to America with both their poisonous drug products and their exported criminals. That's a legal debate. But while they're at it, the drug cartels are losing product, equipment, and personnel. So maybe they'll just fight about it in court long enough for the drug wars to become fait accompli. And maybe other countries also impacted by the scourge of drugs will join in and help eradicate one of the cancers that is aimed at the relatively free Western world. Could happen. There is a political shift to the right in Latin America. Chile has just doubled down on its conservative government, re-electing Jose Antonio Cast for another term as the president. There are now 9 Latin American countries led by presidents who are to the right of center. In many cases, those countries got an actual taste of so-called progressive, sometimes socialist, left-wing leadership, and they have spat it out. Will U.S. forces get into a shooting war with Venezuela? I don't know, but I wouldn't bet against it at this point. Choices. It's all about choices. Remember Squeaky Fromme? Yeah, Lynette Fromme, whatever, nicknamed Squeaky by her friends, tried to assassinate President Gerald Ford. That was 1975. She's been in prison ever since. She actually served out her life term as of July 2008, but she had tried and failed to escape, which tacked on an extra, whatever it's been, years and change. She was one of Charles Manson's followers. She was upset that he was sent to prison forever for sending some of his people to murder actress Sharon Tate, who was pregnant at the time. Squeaky lost it when she heard that Manson had testicular cancer. I don't mean to chuckle. I mean, he was well and truly out of business at that point. And she grabbed up a gun and went to try to kill the president. Pretty stupid, really. She's old now. Her lawyer says he doesn't know where she's going to go. I don't know anybody who cares. Britain has decided to do something about anti-Semitism in the Isles. If they see it, police will move in and make arrests. This learned hatred crap has got to stop. This is the day, by the way, that Orville Wright flew for 12 seconds and changed the world. The Wright brothers' first sustained airplane flight covered just 120 feet, flying on a cushion of air produced by the wings near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Ocean breezes are still there, consistently. Later the same day, Wilbur Wright flew the Wright Flyer again, 852 feet, nearly 3 football fields. And now, people like me fly for the pure joy of it, exulting in the freedom of taking wing and of ever-seeking mastery of an aircraft. As we travel the globe on silver wings these days, we even make plans to fly to Mars and maybe live in a perpetual windy winter there and do some work there, you know. Thank you, Wilbur. Thank you, Orville. You done good. I guess that'll do it for today's Harley on the Headlines. I want to thank you for watching on YouTube, for listening on Spotify and elsewhere. Thank you, too, for helping to spread the word, liking, following, subscribing, sending an email to a friend. It all helps. I hope you have an outstanding day filled with good choices. I'm Harley Carnes, and we'll see you tomorrow.